So my name is Lara Elbaz. I am a self-employed lighting designer based in Madrid, Spain. I trained as an interior designer, and when I finished my course, there were two subjects that I really enjoyed and that had been taught in a very superficial way through the course, which were acoustics and lighting. So I happened to find a lighting design course here in Madrid that I took, and I never went back. Okay, so I share my time between three different activities. The first activity and main is my lighting design project. I do different typologies of projects, different sizes here in Spain, but also abroad. I normally work by myself, but I really enjoy collaborating with other people. So whenever I have a chance to do that, I always do it. Second activity is related to education. I have directed and co-directed the lighting design master course at IED Madrid since 2009, I think it was. And I also collaborate with other courses and workshops also here and abroad. And as a matter of fact, some of the students that I've had over the past 10 years are now my colleagues. So that makes me super proud. So my third activity is the work I do for the Spanish Lighting Designers Association, the APDI. I'm currently the board secretary. This is an especially important job in a country like Spain, where lighting design is a very young profession and still quite unknown. So we are struggling to promote and to defend the culture of light, and to make sure that lighting design is recognized as a profession very soon. Good lighting design not only embellishes our environment, it also makes it healthier, more harmonious, more enjoyable, more sustainable. I think a lighting designer brings a complete solution into a project because we have a multidisciplinary training and because we have like a global view or a vision on the project. We dedicate our life to understanding light, but in all its aspects. So not only we can understand how light will affect or reveal the physical characteristics of a space, but also to what extent it will induce emotions, feelings, moods, and how it will impact on people. I think as lighting designers, we must understand the social, the architectural, and the decorative goals or objectives of a project. And we have to translate that into light through a conscious use of light, which means that our knowledge, our sensitivity, our expertise, our creativity, it's all at the service of the project. We try to reveal spaces in a certain way, but also the final message, global message, must be coherent. Also, we never forget the user's needs, so we always try to create the right and comfortable environment for each activity. And last but not least, we always bring economic, technical, and environmental benefits and feasibility to a project. I think lighting has changed immensely over the last decade. It has become super technical and very complex. And for me personally, it has even lost a bit of its human aspect. Of course, technologies are amazing and we need to use them and they're there to be used. But personally, again, I think some of them are a little bit scary. So regarding IoT and connected light, again, the technology is there, it's being used, it's amazing. But I still think there's a lot to be done. I think the real challenge now is what to do with that incredible amount of data that is being collected and turn it into really impactful solutions beyond cost reduction. That is, I think, one of the main goals right now. So it's a whole new world that it's opening up for us. And me personally, I still need to understand its full potential. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to, but I'm not there yet. I am really interested by Li-Fi. I think that's a really interesting technology. I think that could change the world in some sense. I can think of quite a few applications that could benefit from it, but again, we're not there yet, so that will come. And then the big this big thing, human-centric lighting that everybody's talking about. I'm not sure. I don't really know what to think about it. I think it makes a lot of sense on paper. It does. But I think we don't know yet the full impact of artificial light on human biology. We have very fragmented and very incomplete information. So I think it's very dangerous and a little bit irresponsible to talk about it so lightly. At the end of the day, I think it's become a marketing tool, and very often it's explained and sold as a simple adaptation of color temperature and lighting levels through the day, which is common sense, if you ask me. But I think there's much more to it. Well, it would definitely have to be related to social light. I truly believe in the right of good light for everybody. And there are so many very interesting social light projects that are being done around the world right now. I think they are very important because they really allow communities to develop in not only in an economic way, but also in a human way and social way, which is super important. I can think of two fascinating projects right now. One is called Foro Bayelen. It's by Italian architect Matteo Ferroni, who designed a portable lamppost made with local materials for rural communities in Mali. That was incredible. And the other one is one called Mujeres de Luz, Women of Light. It's done by Spanish NGO Calcuta Ondoain. They're from the Basque Country. And what they did is they taught a community of Indian women to build some solar lanterns, portable lanterns. So not only they could bring light into their homes, but also they could be independent, which was incredible. And they could prove not only to themselves, but to the men around them what they were capable of. So they had a huge impact. So definitely, if I had an unlimited budget and a lot of time, I would try to find a way to bring electricity and light to communities who don't have it. And if I can help women on the way, well, even better. I'm proud of most of my projects, luckily, but two of them. One is Ríos de Luz, Rivers of Light, which is a project that I did in Valladolid, in Spain, in the north of Spain, with Rafael Gallego from Audio Lighting. I'm proud of that project because, well, it was a very big project. It was a night light route through the whole center of the city. So it involved something like 35 buildings and all their surroundings. So not only because of the size of the project, but also because of the result and because the way it affected then the life in the city. Working on that project was really interesting. The previous research was fascinating, understanding the history of a city to understand why it's the way it is now, understanding how citizens live in it, how tourists visit it. The architecture, the urbanism, all of that was really interesting, and it really inspired us to create something very special and very unique for the city. So that was one of my biggest projects. One of my smallest projects is also one that I'm really proud of. It was the lighting design of a very small family-run traditional restaurant in the center of Madrid with almost no budget, but with a lot of love and energy. So I sat there in the corner on the reopening day, and I just looked at the way people were reacting when entering this place where they have been eating daily for years and years. And just to see how proud the owner was, for me, was enough. It was so fulfilling. I guess my biggest challenge was to decide to quit a long-lasting, very secure and very stable job at a very famous and prestigious manufacturer, to start my lighting design career. This was 14 years ago. And then going solo right at the peak of the crisis in 2008 and survive. So first, my teachers, Carmen Osorio and Manuel Diaz, who were real pioneers of lighting design in Spain. They started when people didn't even know what lighting design was. And they infected me with the virus of love for light. And then Anton Aman, who's the director of Architectural Lighting Solutions, where I worked for a couple of years. And he is the one who really taught me to design with light. Well, I guess it's the unexpected aspect of light that really inspires me. It's the it's ever-changing nature. It's the colors, the reflections, the shadows. It's the power that it has to change the space completely and to impact on people. And on a less bucolic note, I guess it's the fact that you never stop learning. The more you learn, the more you want to apply what you're learning, and it becomes like a vicious circle. Well, unfortunately, I think it's just a reflection of our society and the world we live in. So our lighting design microcosmos is no different from it. Classrooms are filled with women, and as a matter of fact, 90% or more of my students in the last years have been women. I think a way to change it is thanks to projects like this. So thank you. I really thank you for doing this. Sharing, communicating, collaborating. I think that is the key to the empowerment of women, and that is key to create a more healthier professional environment for us. So I started this section in Light Tector magazine, which is called A Coffee with Lara, and I just sit down with inspiring women for a chat. And the original objective of this section was purely, to have the chance to get to know more inspiring and interesting women. But then what I realized is that the real value of this is sharing experiences, understanding how each one of us work and being able to benefit from it and collaborate. Yes, my message to other women in lighting would be to join up, to communicate, to collaborate, to share, and to dare.